Greetings, hello, hi, welcome back. In today's video, I'll be going over how I built this incredible bread house. It's not a complete tutorial, but rather a recap of a phenomenal stream I had over the weekend, which I really wanted to share with you. Unfortunately, I only started recording after we had gotten the main frame of the house done. But not to worry, there are many more awesome features to be added, and there's a lot you could learn in this video too. To give you guys some background on the build, a subscriber commented on my videos every day for about 46 days asking for this house. So I wanted to make it really special by dedicating an entire live stream to it. Unfortunately, they weren't there, but they did see it afterwards. Shout out to Bread on Wheels. Hope you enjoy the house, bud. Getting into the build, I gave chat all the power to make decisions. Whatever they said went. Whatever chat says goes here. This is chat's bread house, not mine. So after we had gotten the frame built, which they helped with quite a lot, it was time to start adding in some texture to this massive loaf of bread. I had a reference image which I was working off, and the idea was to keep the bottom as dark as possible for the toasty crust. The challenge came in as we needed to transition the darker colors into lighter colors as you go up the build. Okay, it's transitioning quite a bit better now. We were struggling to find the correct blocks to use, and unfortunately a lot of the different color tones we needed ended up having very strong textures. So that made it overall quite difficult to create a smooth transition between them, but it's what chat wanted, so we went with it. If you'd like to recreate the build, the blocks used are brown concrete powder, stripped spruce, jungle and oak logs, as well as some mushroom blocks at the top for the crust. Chat was completely set on adding some storyline to this bread house by building mold onto it. Someone even suggested I come back each week and add another green block to make it look like the mold was spreading, which was pretty funny. But nonetheless, to chat's delight, I made a moldy patch on the corner. Mold, yeah buddy. You want molded cheese? We also decided to use leaves in the mold to add that ooey hairy feature mold has, because I had the fancy leaves texture pack on, which makes them spread out a bit. What do you guys think of the leaves in there to make it look like the mold's coming out? The next order of business was giving this build use by turning this huge bread into a bakery because it just makes sense. However, chat saw this as an opportunity to add some more mold in and convinced me to do so. The chimney's lore therefore came out as a moldy patch which grew on top and weakened the bread so that there would be a hole which we just turned into a chimney for the ovens in the bakery. Man, chat really was feeling creative. I do feel like we absolutely nailed the chimney by using mud brick blocks and gradually working the mold further onto the chimney itself. Someone in chat let me know that you can put a hay bale under a campfire to make the smoke go even higher, which absolutely blew my mind. Like, that is so cool. Shout out to Alexis, thank you for the tip. I mean, that seems like it's going higher, right? That's going super high. One thing we could not forget was to add a skylight to this bread house so that it wouldn't be completely dark inside. So I used brown glass to build a window at the top here. This was cool and all, but we still needed to be able to get inside, and you guessed it, this was another opportunity for mold. So I built a pretty neat entrance at the front and used some concrete powder for a cool path detail leading up to it. And of course I went back to add some more mold around the door to make it look like this was a weak point in the build. That's like the structural weak points. Things were really starting to come together, so with high morale around, we decided to do some work on the inside. Someone in chat suggested using smooth sandstone to even the walls out inside and to add the whiter color bread usually has on the interior. Shout out to Penguin Gaming, they gave so much advice as we built this. But now it was time to make the outside chimney correspond correctly with the bakery inside, which basically means we needed to build an oven area. Not gonna lie, I kind of jumped into this part head first and didn't even give chat a chance, because I had a pretty good idea of what could look epic here. I built the chimney down to the ovens out of mud so that it matches the outside, and then started placing in some furnaces. But once again, chat had an awesome idea of using smokers as they look a bit more brown, and it would suit the theme quite nicely. Thank you to Olivia for that. However, the detail I built next absolutely blew my mind. To warm the ovens up, I placed lava at the bottom, but it was lacking atmosphere, so I placed in a few campfires underneath the lava to make it look steamy, which just added so much to the build. I added a few mud bricks around it to make it more solid and sturdy, and then started texturing the inside with suspicious sand. Shout out to Penguin Gaming for this incredible idea. And you know what, it wouldn't be a complete section in the bread house without chat convincing me to build in even more mold. So we went with some vines dripping down to make it look like the mold is spreading even more. I also used string to control the different heights that the vines would grow to. Man, I almost forgot to record the stream. That would have been pretty bad. I want to make a YouTube video out of this in a short. You can very easily be a part of these streams too, just subscribe. I'm planning on doing many more, and I'll schedule them in advance so that you'll know when they're happening. I'm also planning on putting this creative world on Patreon at some point, so keep an eye out for that. The link to Patreon will be in the description. This is like my favorite detail so far, that the entire chimney we added, apart from the bread itself. So I just want to say thank you so much to everyone for watching the stream.